On today's World Insight, as the Beijing Winter Games draw closer, Olympic bets get ready to up their game. One of them, a Russian teen making a name for herself as the figure skating quad queen. Up close with Alexandra Trusova.
Мне очень нравится прыгать, учить что-то новое.
And revisit one of the most memorable Winter Olympics performances of Chinese figure skating legend Lulu Chen Lu. And we go behind the scenes of her present-day coaching life.
Here is our host, Tian Wei.
Hello and welcome to World Insight. I'm Tian Wei. The 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics is less than 2 months away, with 300 million Chinese looking to take up sports on snow and ice. The International Olympic Committee, the IOC, is confident it's the beginning of vibrant global winter sport. Athletes from around the world are gearing up for the Games, and some of them are certain to make history. A figure skater currently making a name for herself is 17-year-old Alexandra Trusova. In the highly competitive world of professional figure skating, the Russian teen has been a standout from an early age. At 14, she became the first woman to successfully land a quadruple Lutz jump in a competition. Nicknamed the Quad Queen, she broke several records as the former two-time junior world champion. Trusova is on a winning streak, having captured bronze at the 2021 World Championships. Now it's full steam ahead for her at the Beijing Winter Games. I'm joined now by Alexandra Trusova, who is a Russian figure skater, otherwise known as Sasha. Sasha, good to see you. Greeting from Beijing. I see you have a friend running around. Can you introduce him or her to us too?
Ее зовут Круэлла.
Her name is Cruella, and she was brought from China.
Really? When was the time it was brought to you from China?
Это девочка, ее зовут Круэлла.
She was brought to me on August. Well, we started this effort in July, but it was a long way from China to Russia, so I finally got her a month later.
Августа мне ее привезли.
I'm sure she's a great companion during the training time. Very difficult, very challenging training time.
Да, она всегда.
Yes, in fact, she attended my training. She has her own mat there. She has her own place there. She spent all day there during my skating training.
Okay, I see. She has her very special place there. But tell me more about your training. I mean, you are being named as the Quad Queen. Just think about that. You've been doing things that almost impossible for female skaters earlier. How did that happen? Tell me more about how you make that happen, Sasha.
Мне очень нравится прыгать, учить что-то новое.
I love doing something new on the ice, and this is not a big challenge for me. Every time I try to raise my targets higher and higher so that I can reach a higher goal.
Больше и больше цель, и стараюсь ее достичь. Я знаю, что некоторые мальчики, по-моему, человек 3-4 делают 5 четверных.
I know that there are 3 to 4 boys in the world who can jump 5 quads, and in particular Nathan from the US. He even tried to land 6 quads. I know there are people trying to do this number of quads, and I try to catch up with them. And I try to introduce some really difficult and complex things into my program. This is how it happens.
You know, Sasha, when you say you want to put something new every time into your program, as athletes, your goal is to do that. But, you know, just to make that transition from already a very high ground to an even higher ground. And sometimes you need to challenge yourself because nobody else in your category has done that before.
Я уже говорила, я не заставляю себя, мне очень нравится. Оно получается само, когда...
I would not use this word for myself because I really love moving from one goal to the next. And I would rather characterize this as certain drive, which is very much inside me. And once I have an objective, like to land 4 quads, I achieve this and then I decide to go for 5 quads. Once I reach 5 quads, I like to move on to another objective. Another goal will always be around the corner. So I try to do my best, but I don't really know where the limit is.
So what is your goal for the Beijing Winter Olympic Games?
Для начала отобраться.
Step number 1 is to be selected. And in 1 week, we will have the championships of Russia, where we will be selected. At this stage, my objective and my goal is to be selected for the national team. Well, let me achieve my first objective first. Then once it is done, I will build up my plan for the next stage. At the moment, the next stop is the Russian championships. Let's see what happens there. Let's see what's next.
Чемпионат России, от этого будет зависеть следующие шаги.
You know, I've been hearing a lot of stories about Sasha, about this girl that has beautiful skills, an enormous amount of energy within a small physique body, a body. And I always wonder also about where that energy coming from. You know, every squat you made, every jump, and every championship starting from 5 or 6 years ago that you got the champions one after another. I mean, where does that energy come from? What about the ice skating that really caught you?
Я думаю, она у меня с рождения. Даже...
I would say this energy is found inside of me. Even as a kid, I was always driven by one thing. That is to win, and to win. And it was not only in my sports, but also in my everyday life. I was brought to figure skating when I was 4, but I really fell in love with figure skating. And at each competition, each training, I was always trying to win. And this is probably the result that we see now.
Я на соревнованиях всегда стараюсь показать свой максимум, поэтому...
At each competition, I'm trying my very best to achieve my maximum. And this is why sometimes there are always some failures. But what is important is to show what I can do. And this is why it is not always having success. I lose, but it is for me not about winning. For me, it is about showing my maximum potential. To show what I can do at the moment, even if I lose, even if there are some failures, it is a huge experience for me. And this is exactly what makes me go forward.
Победа и проигрыш – это опыт, и я не обращаю на это внимания и иду дальше.
I think that certainly has been demonstrated in your training, isn't it? I've been hearing from friends that Sasha trains like crazy. She is always there training. Certainly you are determined, but to overcome the physical fatigue, you know, and always be able to physically challenge yourself while at the same time make sure you're not being hurt or have injuries is so crucial. How do you keep that very delicate balance?
Я не думаю ни об усталости, ни о травмах. Я всегда...
I really do not care about my fatigue or injuries. I understand that happens if I train a lot. It will enable me to reach my maximum at competitions. This is why I'm driven by my wish to train and to be fit for my competitions. As for my fatigue or injuries, this will help. No problem with this.
Усталость пройдет, и травмы залечатся. Это все со временем проходит.
Are you looking forward to Beijing?
Конечно, очень хочу.
That is my dream. I want to be there. I want to be selected. I want to come to Beijing. I really hope the coronavirus situation will improve. And it is not that we will be sitting in isolation. We will get the chance to walk around and see the city. I've never been to Beijing. This is why I'm so curious to come to Beijing. I want to cover as much as possible when I'm in Beijing in terms of sightseeing and learning about people there.
I've been interviewing some of the Chinese figure skaters. They talk a lot about you. I mean, about how splendid your skills are. But figure skating, it's a combination. It's not only your technique, but also the music, the costume, the ambience, and the physical reactions among all of these elements. How are you dreaming of that moment?
I believe that everything is important as a combination. And of course, this is what figure skating is all about. It is a combination of artistry and physical exercise. But for me, figure skating is above all a sport. This is why it is very important for me to show all the technical elements or difficult elements there, all the spins and jumps. This is my interpretation.
I've been asking, both athletes and also coaches, as well as those from the sports federations, about what their expectations for Beijing Winter Games, especially given the pandemic. And they told me that don't think little about the Beijing Winter Olympic. They told me that everybody should have big hope for the Beijing Winter Olympics, because despite of the pandemic, the athletes are training really hard. They are real professionals. They're going to do their best. Do you think that will be the same with figure skating?
Well, I absolutely agree. Of course, I believe that even the pandemic should not be considered a huge hindrance for these Olympics. I have big hope for the Olympics, and I really hope to be there.
Finally, before we go, Sasha, if you became the one that Team ROC will select to go to the Winter Games, who will be the first person you will call or you will tell about that good news?
My mother is always with me at training. She will be the first to know. I will share this news with her.
Finally, are you going to say something to our audience in China and around the world who love you?
Thank you for all your love. I really want to be in Beijing, and I want to perform in Beijing.
My conversation with the lovely Sasha, an excellent figure skater from Russia. All her best to her. This is World Insight with me, Tian Wei. Coming up, after the break, I revisit one of the most memorable Winter Olympics performances with Chinese figure skater legend Lulu, Chen Lu, and we go behind the scenes of her present-day coaching life. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is World Insight with me, Tian Wei. As the Beijing Winter Olympics just around the corner, let's revisit one of the most memorable Winter Olympics performances in Chinese people's memories. The year was 1998, and Chinese figure skater Chen Lu wowed spectators with her performance to Chinese classical piece Butterfly Lovers, earning her the nickname Butterfly on Ice. Chen became the first Chinese Olympic figure skating medalist in 1994. These days, she coaches young skaters, including her own daughter, Anna, to prepare for the Beijing 2022 Olympics. Earlier, I visited her at her school in Beijing. She still beams with passion, both on and off the ice. Take a look. A lot of us saw your passion on the ice. With that piece, Butterfly Lovers, and also The Last Emperor, Rachmaninoff piece as well. It's amazing. People have never seen such an expressive person from China on the ice. Let's just say The Last Emperor.
Yeah, that's very unique program. Before that, not really a skater, figure skater, use Chinese music. Kind of start that trend. I knew that music like a long time. I really liked it, so I come to my coach and you know I wait for a week because I was so scared.
Is that a strategy
yeah,
or what?
I was so scared. Like she refused. Like she said no, you know. So I said I really want to use this music, and then she said okay. I just love to skate that program, like even for practice. I think it's just like that music. I love that music, and every time when I listen to it, and it just like make me so wanted to skate. Usually because our program we have to use the whole year, and then every day you practice, like you know, every day a few times, and then you get bored. But this music, the whole year still, like I love it. By the end of the year, I still love it.
The butterfly lovers. At the end of the performance, I still remember you were kneeling down on the,
yeah,
on the
I was
ice
crying.
and crying.
Yeah.
But it's not a, nobody would say it's a performance, you know?
No, it's not.
It's really coming from within,
Yes.
one could tell.
Yes. A lot of people ask me and say, oh, you're so sad because you
not
you
sad,
know you're
right?
leaving, you know, you're done. I say, no, I was just relieved. That's my childhood, you know, dream or my goal, you know, to go to Olympic and to get the medal, you know, like that's my
And
dream.
shine.
Yes, that's
And
my
shine.
dream. So that helped me go through all those difficult times. So after that, I knew, like, I know, like, no matter what, I'm done. It's just relief, you know, all the emotions, like, you know, very sad, happy, it just everything, you know, like that moment, it just come out.
That's really amazing thing because that's almost the start, as you said, of Chinese athletes trying to bring in something about China and yet not necessarily abruptly. You did it so beautifully. Did you realize that? Now you think in retrospect.
Well, I didn't really thinking about that.
At that time.
Yeah, at that time. The problem is, like, a lot of the athletes or like individual, they didn't realize this is the full package. The detail, you know, like detail that matters.
I remember you were, for example, butterfly lovers, you were doing that little hairpins.
Yes.
And the color of your wardrobe.
Yes, and my hair has to be like, well, we can't
All the way
do
back,
a lot,
yeah.
right? It's very tight because when we jump and spin, they're gonna come out, and if a hairpin drop on the ice, it's gonna deduct marks. So it's very like tight. But you also need some, like, it's just a little, not so too much, just a little, like, you know, decoration. Right. Yeah, and earring, you know, that's something you can wear. You know, it's to make the whole look. It's
more presentable.
More presentable. So I always wear earring. You know, either like a little shiny one or like butterfly lovers, and I find earring is like the same color, you know, that's a detail.
Our talk really goes into a girl talk
yes.
about how to do
but
the
I think
but it's
like
so important.
It's very important. It's very important. You can't just come out. Even the shoelace.
The leggings, yeah. Shoelace, the
shoelace
colors of it.
It has to be like not like, you know, just whatever. It has to be on your skates. You know, like those kind of things. Or before competition, we have to polish our skates. It's just everything.
At that time, Chinese athletes did not even have access to train overseas, but you did it with your own effort. Tell me more about that.
I have to say I'm very lucky. My first
hard to earn.
my first junior worlds competition, and I just get a medal. Just everybody shocked. Like nobody know this little girl.
Yeah, who is Lulu?
Just, yeah, come here. So that time, like they try to figure it out. I'm Chen Lu or Lu Chen, you know, like
because they never see even a Chinese name ever.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. So like everybody get really interested. Like how a Chinese girl like learn to skate, you know, like all those question marks, and this is like it just really. Just this is life. It's very strange. My grow up like my idol is a Peggy Fleming.
Right.
And
she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. Her coach, he's Italian, name's Carlo Fassi. So he's come to Chinese team and talk to the team leader and says he wanna sponsor me. He think I'm very talented and then I can become a big star. So he really wanna help me. Wow. Yeah, and from there, and he bring us, like I have my teammate, actually two of us. We went to Italy that year, summer. We stayed there for 3 months. And also he bring a choreographer from US come to Italy and do the new program. And then that time, I just know, oh, you know, like figure skating, not you coach to choreograph your program. They have like a professional choreographer to do your program. You know, it's just so many
Everything
things.
is new to you.
Everything's new. And I think, and then next year I went to US. It's also because I get a sponsor, Ice Castle. So that's like a very famous training center. So I get a chance to train there, like for free. You know, it just go up pretty fast, pretty quickly. And then I went to Olympic. I went to Worlds, I get a medal, and then I get it, ISU invite me for the for tour to do exhibition. You know, I get all those chance like to do all that. And it just like all the time, like you surround by all those like, you know, like professionals and great coaches and also like, you know, the top athletes. Right. And you just learn so much.
But to you, I guess it's something very different because, I mean, you are in a whole nation system earlier, right? Before that. So the coach took care of you, but you don't make your own decisions.
Yes.
And you just go with the system, yes, right? Yes. Every step of the way. Yes. But then you were in a new environment.
Yes.
They are doing things that you've never seen before.
Yes.
Not even the coach who followed you would understand, right?
Yes.
So you have to interpret everything yourself, yes, and then make a decision.
Yes.
Because they're expecting your decision.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, at the beginning, it's you just don't know what to do. You know, it's just like it's all you, and they're waiting for your decision. You're like, oh, really? It's like that? I thought you just tell me what to do, and then I'm doing. Yeah. So it's very different. You need the time to adjust. But after a while, I guess I'm young, and I learn things fast. And you watching other people, right? What they're doing and why they're so good, and why they can perform like that. I think my choreographer, like I can say it's the best of the best. And I'm so grateful, like they helped me. And I think like the performance, the artistic side, they were helping me so much to realize like what I can do. I think like Sandra Bezic, she's kind of like my mentor. Actually, when we work together, like, it's very unusual. Like,
tell me more about it.
After we choose music, she's not like just come out and then gave me all those like movement, like you do this. No, she just play this music. She said, you skate.
You feel it.
Yeah, you skate. And I skate, I just, whatever I feel like, and then she's like, oh, I like this, I like that, I like that. So she pick it up and then to kind of put together. So all the movements, and it's from me. So I feel comfortable.
The free flow, in a way.
Yes. And I can really, you know, it's just very natural.
And that's all the time we have for today. If you'd like to see more, search World Insight or check out our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. I'm Tian Wei on behalf of the team. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.